Okay, interesting. So it is very close then, actually. But of course, it's only race number 2, as we have the next track here, which has a very, very good name, and also I think inspired by the South American scene. We have Agosto Estadio. Don't add me if I butchered the pronunciation, but yeah, Danik B right now struggling on that first lap here. As I'm gonna take a look onto the free cam. Let me actually.
I think he's not the only one. I'm spectating Joey as well. He looks to be struggling to just for the pathfinding around the track.
Yeah, everyone is kind of struggling, but the map is very open, as you see here. It's
Yes.
in the stadium again. I mean, I think the track last week was also not in the stadium, as the overlay for me
Last
on the...
week, last week was on the
Okay.
in the stadium.
Okay, last week was in the stadium. I don't have the overlay on the left. Do you have it? We can click on...
Not yet. I think it's just because nobody has completed a lap around the track.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Good point, actually. But yeah, everyone seems to kind of struggle on this map. As I'm right now at Golden Nuggets place, then Nico. Like, everyone is kind of going left, right, and center. And now we have the first lap, 152. Okay. So
I
one
think
person...
we can expect a low amount of like there is only 34 laps, so it will be a pretty long track.
Yeah, it will be a long track, and probably also people already have to check, yo, where to go. I mean, I'm currently following Josh, who went to the finish line at first, and just gonna see where the lap is going, because he's just following the signs. You can see the signs here. Actually, very unique map style with that regard. We have not seen something like that. Maybe it was in Season 1, but in Season 2 we have not seen a map like that, where it's really alternating like that, and you have like very steep turns. Very unique map style again. So I like this track thus far, but as you said, a long map, and with that less laps will be played.
Still on Josh, a big chicane into the hairpin, clipped a bit on the grass to initiate the slide onto the last check. I think it is near the last checkpoint here for Josh. But yeah, I don't think we had a track like this in Season 1. So it's definitely a unique kind of track.
Yeah, it's very unique, as Josh is coming closer to the finish line and will take that first place because he has already completed a lap before. But yeah, it just feels so like abrupt. Also, this turn feels so counterintuitive, if you can just say that. But he does it really nicely. But of course, it's Clip and Scrappy. Scrappy 98. Yeah, has overtaken him. So I'm just going to go a lap with him, the Trackmania Grand League player, who's not playing for an organization in the next season. Is doing a great job. So let's focus onto him in this lap. As I'm currently checking the camera work here, we have a cool pit stop overlay. We could use that. The finish line also looks nice. And then there's the ramp, which is, I think
it is the big ramp right at the end.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure where is the ramp.
Yeah, I also don't know. It's not at the end, because then I would have seen Dexter. But I think the cameras, only the pit camera is really good.
Yeah, and finish line as well.
Rear also looks cool. Yeah, the hairpin, oof. That is a tough one. But yeah, I mean, first impression, weird map. But I like unique map styles. And thus, I think that this one is a good one. As Trilux overtakes Massa here, who I'm currently following. So battle between the caster and the player, yeah. And then there's this long hairpin. You really want to go over the grass there. So very cool concept. And Josh takes it again. So Josh looking really good here. In the free practice, but of course we're only 5 minutes in. But let's take a look. How many players do we actually have today, Atypick? We have, right now, only 31 players on the server. That is not much, yeah.
Yeah. Last time we had like around that 42 players, so not a lot of people missing. But there is some big name missing. For example, Patros is missing. I think no, never mind. Wosal is there. And Patros was not showing in tabulation. suddenly does a 1 minute 24 around the track. So Patros is definitely there to defend his title, and which is cool.
But I also don't see a player like Marius or some other players. I mean, there are so many players missing actually. So hopefully they can all join in time, or like that maybe 1, 2, 3 more players will join. But yeah, you name it. I also didn't see Patrose beforehand, but now he's here on that first place. So yeah, he is looking strong and maybe can get himself a lot of points. I mean, Wosal and Patrose, you were naming it, they are right now just on another level compared to the others.
They are 6 points apart in the driver championships, and Wosal is now 51 points ahead of Dexter. So there is a big gap between 1 and 2, a small gap between 1 and 2, and then a wider gap between 2 and 3.
Yeah, because Patrose and Wosal, the season 1 and season 2 champions respectively. Oh my god, what was that? Someone went into turn. Have you seen that? I was currently following Patrose and both were struggling with that hairpin. But yeah, they just have shown that they have understood that the best. As I will follow Lars here, who is not on the pit lane. He's not driving, okay? I kind of want to see the pit entry because I have not seen it.
Pit entry is so strange. Really counterintuitive. You need to go straight to go to the pit entry, and you need to turn to take the normal line. So it is really, really strange. I would see players do mistakes right at the beginning of free practice, but probably also during the race where you kind of forgot where the pit entry is, and suddenly you are not supposed to pit, and you take the easy route, which is straight on, and it is the pit entry.
Oh man, it's like this map is so weird. Like, it's so weird, but I love it. I don't know. It's very nice. I really like this one. So I think that's is that the rear, the pit entry? I think that's the rear we are talking about. So if we go into the camera work, the rear is the pit entry. Okay, I see then. If I have understood that correctly, of course. But I think also Atypick here on this map, we will see a lot of other change of strategy, because firstly, you can turtle here very, very easily on this map. You know, there are so many things that are sticking out. You cannot respawn. If you respawn, you are dead and you are out of this race. But also, one other thing that got into my mind here, and maybe you can also name it, is that if you have sharp corners, or in general, you have to steer in very, very much, like, tire consumption will be so important today.
Yeah, I didn't really check out the amount of tire consumption that we are supposed to have, as Patros is doing donuts on the finish line. But yeah, we need to see the amount of tire consumption. I don't think it's going to be that high compared to the fuel, but we never know.
Yeah, we never know. As I want to see someone doing a pit entry. So who is about to make that? Maybe Massa? Maybe Massa is about...
Danik is quite low. Going for another turn.
Okay, let's follow Danik B here for a lap. Personal fastest lap 123. And see what he can bring here. Also how the car will behave. He's not drifting that much. He's releasing. And then clipping the checkpoint. Okay. I think that was not intentional.
No, definitely not.
Okay, but Danik B shows us what he is still able to do. Of course, the penalty update is there. So that means that you don't get a penalty when you hit a wall in a very, very low angle, or with a very low angle.
Oof. Big no drift there. He was supposed to... He needed to drift to take the turn. Unfortunately, the tires said no.
Yeah, they said no there, so he didn't do the Neo slide. Yeah, that's the technique that we call it in Trackmania. But let's see his pit entry if he is doing that. But I think so. After this hairpin, we still have some more turns. I think there's this right turn, and this passage now really got me confused when I was checking it out. Like after this one, this part looked really weird.
Massive hairpin Yeah, massive hairpin, and now the pit entry is straight.
Yeah.
But then he decided to not go into the pit entry. Theoretically, he has enough to do one more lap. Looks like the tire consumption as well as fuel usage is around at 10 to 12%. He was on 24 liters left. Now he was only at 13 when he crossed the finish line. He was at 30% tires, and he was only at 20% tires when he crossed the finish line. There was a couple of mistakes here and there. It was still a low kind of tire kind of run, so the consumption was higher, I would say, for the tires and as well for the fuel. But other than that, does give you a good idea on the overall consumption for the tires and the fuel.
Yeah, but he hasn't drifted so much, okay? So
Yeah.
that's also one thing that you have to bear in mind. You have 4 liters left, he has to go for a pit stop now. But maybe he also wants to check the limit. But of course, practicing the pit stop is also very important. But it should be enough for him to make it, right? Or 3 liters? Yeah, it should be enough. It should be enough for him to make it into the pit entry. But ever so slightly, barely, as you say it in English. But yeah, it's enough. You can also easily miss the checkpoint there. But yeah, the pit entry comes very early, actually. So you have to go in this rear very slow. And the pit is very long. Look at that, how long you have to
long.
drive there with...
He is really cautious, but he has only 20 kilometers to spare to be... To avoid the penalty. But yeah, it is quite a long pit stop. And a long process. Just like last week. Last week felt like it was a long pit stop as well. We had a bit of a chicane into an hairpin. And yeah, it was a really, really long pit stop last time.
Yeah, so not sure what to think about that concerning the strategies on this race. But I think that we will have different strategies here indeed. As I'm currently, or I will follow Fegley here, who is also playing the Trackmania Grand League Challenger Series. So one of the US players, together with Nick Sotica and the Trackmania Grand League Challenger League. And yeah, it will be cool to see him performing. And also, he is playing in Div number 1. So let's go ahead and play or check how he is doing that one. As we see Patrose leading out of Scrappy, and then of course Wosal. So to be expected, and also Scrappy, of course, a very fast driver. I think he was not there in race 1, if I recall it correctly. Or he had some issues, or was he?
Who was not in race 1?
I'm not sure if he was on race 1. I didn't... recognize that, but I'm not sure. I could also lie here with that, but he's also doing very well. But let's follow Fegley here on this one, as he is coping those turns quite nicely, playing for Team 300 here. And yeah, he is doing a great job. Good turns here, but you can everywhere you can make mistakes. And I think we will see a lot of DNFs in this race.
Use a lot of curb here into the hairpin. It's not risky, but yeah, you need to use as much of the track. But the second hairpin here, I think you can theoretically flip on the black part of the on the very left. It looks scary.
It looks really scary. So very unique map. Yo, Psycho Edge, thank you so much for the raid and for the resub. What the hell? Thank you very, very much, my man. I appreciate that. And welcome. You guys just joined punctual because Atypick and me are casting Division 1 of the 3rd race of the Trackmania Formula League. And we have a very, very unique track, right?
Yes. I think it is the word that suits the track the most. It's unique in its own way. We had a track where it was really flat in season 1, but there was like no crazy banking turns or whatsoever, and it is what makes the track so unique.
And also 39 players are now on the server, so that is very cool to see that almost 80% are showing up. So we have Fakey, Moda, Totti, Shadenis Wall, and Empty, Sineon, Marcelella, Golden Nugget, Jay, Darkbringer, Nico, Chris, Sook, then Prex also playing, as well as Amaterasu, Joey, Razorlight, Moppel, and then on the other side we have Patrosa, Scrappy, Wosa, Massa, Fegli, Berserker, Dexter, Josh, who's still doing very nice, Danik B, Stokine, Spam, also playing DR6, which is Dorian Raid, Lars, Trilux, Heath, Koda, Belul, Simply Nick, Clojo, and Saturn. I have no idea who that is actually. First time I'm seeing that name, Saturn.
Probably promotion from Div 2.
Yeah, maybe.
I guess. I'm gonna check.
Okay. But yeah, we have... Cool to see that we see 39 players here, as Patrosa is still leading the free practice, but of course the free practice doesn't give you points, but you can of course see where the direction is going, as Spam also is just ahead of his teammate, ahead of Massa for Team Bullish, and then Fegli Berserker behind that.
Small intel on the different promotion that we had. Ratchet had a promotion into Div 1. He would spend the first 2 races in Div number 2. Had amazing results. It was a last race he won with the fastest lap, so big amount of points. Then we have Martial, Saturn, as you said, and Nyaruko as well. Being promoted. So 4 players being promoted. The demotion were Figure being demoted, Funky Jung, Bueni being demoted, and Bueno.
Okay, so a lot of promotions and demotions were going on here indeed, but
we could see Kaku in 1 or 2 races, because Kaku has promoted from Div number 3. And he's sitting right in the middle of Division 2. So we could see Kaku I would say 1 or 2 races.
Yeah, also a very good player, a versatile player who's good on full speed, but also on every other style. So he can also make something happen, the Frenchman, as I'm currently trying to check the cameras. I think the finish line camera is really nice, because there you can also see the hairpin and just the other stuff. That is very cool. Then you can also see how far they are behind, and also the pit stop could work out to see who is traversing the pit stop firstly. So that is something that could be cool. But yeah, 1 minute to not 1 hour and 40 seconds left of free practice, and Dexter is leading. Massive a familiar lap. Face.
Massive lap from Dexter. I think he's the only one breaking below the 1 minute 19. With a 1 minute 18 898. So yeah, massive lap from Dexter.
To be expected though.
Yes.
Because Dexter is a very, very good player. He is a good player, and well, I hope that he can take it today, because last race, I was also talking to him. He had that 10-second penalty, like the last race that I've seen, and without that, he would have won.
Oh yeah, it was the clear winner without the penalty, and it really made the race a different story with the penalty, and it was quite sad to see Dexter. I think it was a penalty by 1 kilometer above the speed limit. So wow. I think it was that close of a penalty, and made everything on the track.
Yeah, that is.
I think also last time he didn't really had that big of a race as well on in race number 2. Let me check on the final result. Yeah, okay, he still ranked 3rd on the overall, on the final result. He was on P3 as well in the race. But it was a really quiet race from Dexter. Who was silent patrols were just dominating pretty much everyone on the track.
So like always, but I hope that they can redeem themselves. And yeah, we now have the free practice coming to an end, and now we have the qualification. So qualification means that players have 5 minutes time to set a flying lap. So you race 1 lap, and that already counts. But of course, with a flying lap, you kind of want to beat your time from that. And you only have 2 laps to work with. And of course, the flying lap is the fastest. And the top 13 will gain themselves the most amount of points after all. And yeah, I'm looking forward to see that, because we will definitely see players failing. Yeah, like the curb parts.
Patrols was a big guy failing last time on week number 2. Ranked like 36, miss out on huge points.
Okay, that is good to know.
Yeah, it was really interesting.
But yeah, 36, that is not good. But also a very, very unique map here. We are starting now with race number 3. We are back. So who should we follow here? Who's on my hotkey? We have Golden Nugget, who is going. Josh. Let's follow Josh here. He did a great job, actually. Let's follow Josh here and see what he's doing in that, qualifier. But of course, we still have the warm-up to let every player load in. Any predictions? Who's taking it here?
Do I want to be safe and just say Dexter because he was fastest lap? Let's go cheer for the Frenchman, Woside.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Scrappy, actually. I go with Scrappy.
Oh, interesting take.
Yeah.
I think could go either way. We have such a so much good driver in Division 1. Like they could be. It could be anyone guess for the five top drivers. They could take pole every time.
I think Scrappy has the pace, and also he has shown that he is a very, very fast learner and is very fast in general. So, well, I mean...
Dexter, big mistake.
But yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter too much. But then we know that Dexter is finishing after the others, because the first lap is, of course, not the lap that matters. But of course, I don't think that the top... Yeah, Lars also saying bye-bye. You just don't want to land in a turtle. So, Neko here.
Yeah.
Let's go with Neko, who's right now for me on P number 2. And, I mean, we can see the top field here. Spam, I see Spam there, who's just driving in front of each other. Then also Razorlight. But, yeah, well, so many mistakes are happening here.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm going to be with Joey.
Okay.
Right into the hairpin. Oh, miss out a bit on the trajectory. Touch the wall. You can do every mistake you want on lap 1. And because it's still the lap that doesn't really count, but you still need to put a good amount of time, a good time, just in case you crash in lap 2.
Exactly. So Spam and Amaterasu, the first players who actually crossed the finish line. Then Razorlight. Then we also have Joey on P number 12, just behind Trilux. So let's just go still with Joey here. But I'm gonna swap between him and also Spam, who's doing a great job. Oh my god. Holy
so close.
Shit. What is he doing?
He's on a yellow second sector. The first one was a purple.
Oh,
the second sector was orange. So Spam improved on third, which is okay. But I think he's behind his best lap around the track. Yes, 3/10 behind his best lap.
Let's go a little bit further back here and see what Wosal is doing. Your favorite to win this. Great turn here from Wosal. And Patrose with a disconnect. That is very unfortunate. And Wosal is closing in on Razorlight and also on Amaterasu. Great turn here from Wosal. Minus 59.59. I think that's towards his PB, if I recall it correctly. But now we have this hairpin. Very important to do that. And Wosal is clearing that. Okay, you cannot miss that checkpoint to the left.
Dexter and Mopel are flying on the track.
Okay, so let's go with Wosal finishing here. What time will that be? And then we're gonna go to Moppel. Okay, Wosal with the fastest lap, 119.9. Where is Dexter? Oh, fuck, I missed him.
There you go. Where is Mopel? Mopel on P3. That's good points for his team. For the future.
Yeah. for the future. So Dexter, Massa actually also there, and then Wosal P3. So it's always really hard to spectate that seating. Patrose is still racing. Does he have the time to finish the second lap?
Yes, he has. He probably has. It's a... I don't know.
Will be very close.
He's gonna be... Yeah, it's gonna be so tight for Patrose. But, yeah, I think he can. The best time was a 1:18.
20,
19, that will be... Nah,
18, nah.
will be so difficult. Yeah.
He also missed on a checkpoint by the looks of it. He missed the checkpoint. As I said, you can miss the checkpoint there.
Oh, no way. He missed the checkpoint on the second hairpin?
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Patrose. Yeah, he's not improving anyway, though.
I'm just gonna ask you because
I think he's not. He didn't miss. It's just like we don't have the feedback from the UI of Trackmania. Like when I have no time when he's crossing a checkpoint, whether or not.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm just gonna ask anyway to see. Did you see it?
Oh, such a good hairpin for Patrose here. Nah, he doesn't have enough time.
Nah, he doesn't.
Mistake anyway. Unfortunate for Patrose who lose out on a good qualifier for a second time this season. Race number 2 was not a good qualifier. I think with a mistake.
But yeah, I mean it's only 20.
It's not his fault. Yeah, it's only 20, but 20 plus 20 make 40, and 40 is I think it's near the half of a win rate.
Yeah, it is. And yeah. So our bets also top 7 for me, Scrappy and Wosal taking that bronze medal just behind the two Germans, Massa and Dexter. So good bet there. And also Moppel with a great job here.
Indeed. Moppel and Joey are quite consistent, always finishing in the top 10.
Very nice.
In the qualifying and as well in the race. Fakey, first loser of today, being in 14th. And Simplinic on 13th. It's good to see Simplinic on the front row as well, because generally he looks to be struggling a bit.
Yeah, but maybe this track suits him a bit better, but also the gaps were a bit bigger, let's say like that. So now the race will start. The race will start on this map. And we have 3 minutes of warm-up until every player is loading in. And of course now tire consumption and fuel management will be important, because your car is behaving differently when your tires are worn off more, like let's say 30%, or was it below 25% or below 30? I think below 30%, where your tires can just drift out, or your car can just drift out and it gets more...
Like the real critical zone is below that 20%.
Yeah.
But below 30s, so your tires are considered quite damaged already. But yeah, 20% it's a big risk that you are running, still being on the track. But being below 30 is still quite safe. But the car has a different behavior. Just so you know, when you are running with 30%, it's still dangerous.
Exactly. So there you have it. And also, if your tires are below, or if they are at 0%, if they drop to that margin,
that's DNF.
That's
DNF on, yeah. That's basically the same as one tire being blowing up, and you can't run anymore.
Exactly. So 34 laps. How many stops will we see? I think it will be 8899. But for a player like Shorty. But actually, talking about Shorty, where is he today? He's not there, unfortunately. But I think it will be five stops. I think.
Really, yeah, really. It could be. I don't know. There is not much. Not that many laps. Only 34. So we could see like 4 to 5 stops.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think it will be more like 4, but it also depends how the players are driving. Like Patrosa and Wolfsal are very aggressive drivers, tend to drift very much. In the play we have seen Danik B, for example, was not really drifting that much. So yeah, we're just gonna see how this works out. 30 seconds of warm-up left, and then we will go live with race number 3 of the Trackmania Formula League season number 3, and this is Division 1. So can Patrosa or Wolfsal win the second race, or will someone else will join them in the victory camp? Dexter, for me, the clear favorite. Yeah.
Yes.
After that very, very nice performance in the qualifying and also in general, he's just a very, very good driver. So let's see how this is going. So good luck to the players, and let's see how the first round will develop, as I will go ahead and spectate Joey here, who is on my hotkey number 6. Maybe he's there for you as well.
Probably on mine as well, yeah.
Okay, there we go. We are live here. So a little bit of a head start for the winners of the seeding, yeah, or of the qualifying. And
Did we had someone starting from the pit lane? I think we had.
Yeah, we had.
We had someone starting from the pit lane, which is strange.
That is very far away actually here in this regard.
Yeah.
But yeah, Joey in the mix here, of course. That's why I'm also spectating him. And we can spot the first couple of mistakes. Joey going for a no slide here, okay. So not sliding too much in those corners. Also here.
And look at who is leading. Mopel is leading the race.
Oh, nice. Very cool. Oh, we've seen...
Dexter.
Oh no. Shorty is out. Give up. Yeah, Shorty is joining, but he's out. That is unfortunate.
That's unfortunate. Probably to spectate.
Never mind.
Is Shorty? Nah.
But yeah, a bit too late here for Shorty. He probably fell asleep. What is wrong with those? Like, it's 16. Come on.
I nearly fell asleep.
Really?
Yeah. I was really tired. Not the best night I had.
Oh, okay. Like you were ill, or like you were drinking?
No, just like not the best night. Had a struggle to go to sleep.
Okay, I hope everything is good now again.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, I also have that with my arm. I was like really struggling to fall asleep. But yeah, good fight here between Massa, Wolfsal, Patrose, and also Spam in the top 4. Then we have Scrappy behind. Then there's Danik B. Mopel also holding strong, only 1 second behind. So Mopel with a great performance here, also a good drift. But you can really see how the different lines are working out. And also Berserker. Okay, good performance thus far. Lap number 2. And you can see the fuel and...
Teammate of Wolfsal, Berserker. Spam with the mistake, unfortunately, touched the wall. And Dexter is coming back up.
Yeah, I was also going to Dexter's place here. But Massa is just flying through. Look how far ahead Massa already is. 1 second. Oh, what are those lines from Massa? What is that round, man? I think this will be a good time for Massa. Let's take a look. What time Massa will bring into the lap. Will it be a sub 119 already?
Oh, yes, it is. That's the fastest lap we've ever seen, even in free practice. Because in free practice, the best time was a Dexter on 1:18.8.
That is a very good time. Yeah, it was a 0.89 even from Dexter and Massa. Holy shit, what are those lines? With that playing style, I would make a mistake already. But Massa is alive, and I can say one word to that. Bullish, yeah, as Massa would say. And he's again on a great lap. That could be another sub 119 time by the BIG player, by the Berlin International Gaming player. Playing together with a Spam, only 0.25 away from his PB. My god, this guy is fast. Mr. 305 going into the first hairpin. Great apex here as well, going really wide to get a lot of speed over that part. And then he has it really well. Small release here, and then the next hairpin. And will that be another good time? He had it really well this time around. He was saving it a bit, so I think he doesn't have the speed, but this should be another sub 119 Atypick.
Yes, yes. We will see. He's running a good average for now. It's still only 4 laps. But he's a bit down, but still below. Oh my god, Dexter. Oh, stop it, Dexter.
Oh, shit.
What a bomb. Dexter just dropped on the track.
And he's ahead. He's 26 ahead. Dexter doesn't want to play games today.
No. It's so rare that we see fastest lap like that fast already, that early in the race, and people competing to have the fastest lap.
As Massa makes a mistake, a small mistake, so Patrose and Wosal overtook him, but a great race. Also Scrappy is there. Great fight in the top 5 at the moment. I mean, 1 second, but you can see it in the distance there. A great fight between them, and look how they're risking it out here. And Massa is still in the lead, but my god, what a fight between Patrose, Wosal and Massa. Massa redeeming himself, and Patrose, bear that in mind, is almost on PB, but Massa just made a mistake and casually was like, yeah, let's just be 0.4 ahead again. Why not, yeah? Because it's just Massa things.
Yeah, I think Massa is such a good addition to Division 1 and to Trackmania Formula League as well. Bring exposure and bring competitiveness to the other driver. As we know how Massa can be fast on the track.
Exactly. And let's take a look onto that top 3 fight here. Patrose in the lead. That is so great to see. Now going into that very, very narrow section here. Massa also pushing it. Very good amount of speed accumulated. Patrose still leading, but Wosal is also redoing it really good. My god, what a fight here. Lap number 5, and the players are 0.1 apart from each other. Massa going for a very outside line, thus has more speed. Wosal and Patrose overtaking them here. And Massa is losing a bit of grip in that section again. But this part here for Massa was so greatly executed, but Patrose with that mistake, and now we have Wosal ahead, have a second. So actually a good bet from you that not only Wosal will win the qualification, but maybe also the live round. But there's of course Massa behind him, who's again pushing it.
There is a massive offset of tires between Wosal and Massa running in P2. Like it says a 5% offset. Between the two, so we see Wosal, and you were talking about it, being so aggressive with his tires. Yeah,
I think then this could really lead to having one pit stop earlier or later in a lap, you know, and like maybe lap 7, lap 8. Well, of course now the critical phase will come into lap number 7 then, and where people have to decide, okay, will I squeeze out one more lap or will I continue my aggressive playing style as Massa? Look at those lines from Massa. He's just eating Wosal alive here. What a great fight between them, back and forth. But Wosal was so much better on this part here, where he just had way more speed than Massa. But now Massa is pushing it and has this turn. Yeah, look how wide Massa goes here. How much speed he has.
Yeah, I think he's a bit afraid of the last part of the turn, whereas Wosal is just, okay, I'm just going to hit the apex, straight turn, like, yeah, Wosal just goes full risk mode. Yeah,
but I think Massa has a better line there, which is a bit safer. Then Scrappy is behind on P3, Patrose on 4th. Then we have Dexter, Berserker doing a great job on that 6th place.
Massa in the pit, Wosal continues.
Okay.
Scrappy as well. Massa is the first to pit.
Lap number 6 pit. I'm not sure what to think about that, actually. He should not go for a full stint now. I hope that he knows that. If he continues with that, so he should leave now. Or, like, I mean... You know, of course, he still has to stand, but... he doesn't have to go for a full pit. I think I would have gone for another lap, actually.
Yeah, just like the other, like both are Scrappy and Patrols, they can go for another lap. The tires are still good. You are going to pit for the fuel anyway, I think. Like most of the players are Wosa and Scrappy, Patrols. They are below that 20 liters left in the tank, so they are going to pit for the fuel before pitting for the tires anyway. So it may have been a tad bit too early for Massa on the pit stop.
But maybe we don't know about his strategy. Maybe Mr. 305 has something to offer for us. We don't know. But I was also very surprised when I was seeing that, because he's of course wasting the resources of his tires still being intact, you know? Because the others...
Patrols in the pits.
And Scrappy as well behind that. They're all pitting. Dexter going for the pit as well. Danik B also with a pit. Fagley as well. Berserker, yes. Lars, yes.
Pretty much
Amaterasu,
everyone in the pit.
yes. Joey, yes. Saturn, yes. Marceleller, less, yes. Berlul, penalty, but yes. Moppel, everyone is in the pit stop.
Where
and
is
this
Massa?
is...
Massa on... Massa will inherit first. Massa will be first. So...
Yeah, of course. Because he was already pitting.
Yeah.
So everyone in the pit lane here. That is looking awesome. Like, look, everyone is standing here. Everyone is there. Like, what the hell? That is, like, not really a lot of other strategies have been there. Okay, maybe Nico, but let me actually go ahead into the... it's so bad to do that. I'm not gonna use the camera management. I'm just gonna put it here. Perfect. So Massa and Patrols, everyone went for the pit. Nico is still on P number 6 and drives it very conservatively. So maybe Nico is the new shorty here. Who knows?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, 9 liters could be really close. I think he has still plenty to go. It's 12 liters on average, I would say, to around the track. So, but it's still a long way to go. But yeah, looks to be enough.
Yeah, it is
but
enough.
You don't really know. Well, oh my god, with the mistake, I don't know, man. Now. Now I'm not sure about whether or not he has enough. He should have enough. But sometimes when you are running low on fuel, it doesn't provide any benefit being low on fuel. It doesn't make the car lighter whatsoever. So, so yeah, he has enough in the end, but sometimes it's a bit too detrimental to being low on fuel, being forced to lift up a bit the accelerator to avoid using too much fuel.
Exactly, and Nico is playing it very conservatively, but no one is going for a different strategy. Only Massa and Nico. So Massa, of course, leading because he was pitting earlier.
Do you know if Massa had a quick pit stop, or how much fuel did he put in it?
95 liters.
The gap. Okay, so he went with his pit stop. He's now 6 seconds. He was 6 seconds in front of Patros, and Patros may have put like 100% liters. So I don't know. I think Massa may have jumped a bit too early in the pit stop, but looks like he may have worked in the end, because now he's 8 seconds in front of Patros.
Yeah, true. I mean, both parties did one pit stop already, and this doesn't mean that they're delayed or anything. So you're completely right with that. Massa is 8 seconds ahead of Patros, ahead of Vosal, ahead of Dexter, and then there's Spam. So gaps are quite big. Only a fight between Spam and Scrappy right now for that 5th place. Then Darkbringer is behind Fagley. Then we have Stokine with a great race as well. Then Lars. But I'm also a bit wondered here. Maybe Massa is just pushing it more and the others have to go for a safer lap. Maybe lose a bit more speed. I don't know, but I think that Massa has figured out something.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he just wanted to avoid having tires that can betray him and having the car being too heavy, because it is how the car works when the tires are being used. The car feels a lot more heavy. So yeah, he just maybe wanted to avoid this. And would it be the first time this season that we see a strategy very aggressive, where you can go hammer time all the time and win? We've seen in race 1, Patros with the win, and in race 2 with Wosal with the win. Conservative strategy, a lot more conservative strategy winning a race could be the first time that we see aggressive strategy with more pit stop but a lot faster on the track, winning the entire race. But it's really too early to tell. Generally, I like to watch after the second wave of pit stop whether or not there is a clear strategy between one and two driver, to see which one is going to be efficient on the long run.
I think so as well, and also Paddy is stating that out. Massa is on a 5-stop strap. In this stop was likely longer, so he does not have to fuel the next 4 stops that much or that long.
Oof, yeah. Massa with massive mistake, should lose around 4 seconds to Patros.
Yeah, maybe
we'll
even
see
more.
At the checkpoint.
Very speedy section, and of course this left-right combination. Massa lost a lot of time.
I would say 5 seconds, because he's now 5 seconds behind his best time.
Yeah, 5 seconds. He lost 5 seconds. So you were right. I thought he lost more with that. But Dexter on second, then Wosal, and Massa will go for one more lap probably, and then he will stint again. So lap number 12. So that means 18. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense. 12, 18, 24, 30. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. It's okay.
And then with the 30, you only have to put like around 50 liters of fuel.
Yeah, but the pit entry is so long.
Good.
But let's see how this works out for Massa. I mean, he has to stint one more, or like more often than the others. And let's go a little bit further back here and check how the others are doing. Moppel, Joey, and Amaterasu on P number 14, 15, and 16. As Moppel is doing a great race, and also Joey not doing a bad job. Also Simply Nick on P18. So great to see the Down Under player, the Thunder from Down Under, is of course Muda. Where is he actually? Muda on place 32 only. Okay, maybe he has had some issues. But Simply Nick with a great job here of not only getting 1 point, but also a lot of points on P18 here during this race.
So Massa every 6 lap is going to pit. So last pit stop, if he follows the trend, last pit stop should be at lap 30. And for all the others, Dexter, Wosal, Patros, who looks to be pitting every 7 laps, last pit stop would be on lap 28. So it's just whether or not that offset of pit stop is going to be enough. But the lap 28 pit stop needs to be a long one, because the next scheduled lap pit stop is on lap 35. So which is one more than the entire race. So yeah, it's going to be tricky. It's a story of long pit stop versus a short last pit stop from Massa.
Yeah, and then additional, just in general being, vulnerable to mistakes, because Massa again made a small mistake here, and of course he has to push it. And yeah, look at that time from Dexter, 118.00. Oh
damn!
Might God.
Be the only one. Could be the only one driver who can go below the 118.
Yeah, also Massa.
Yeah.
And he
also,
of
still
course, has to push it
with
as well.
his best.
Yeah, I mean, there is the second fastest time is 0.5 slower. 0.5. What is that Dexter guy doing again? This guy is crazy. Like literally, Dexter is on a roll, and he is really showing that he is the fastest player out there. And then we have Patrose on second, Scrappy on third, and also Fagley doing a great job on P4. But of course now the pit stops will come in So I will go ahead into the rear cam in a sec, because then we can see all the players just approaching the pit stop in a second, of course. But the gaps have gotten quite big, since this map is also very vulnerable, or like very heavily focused on just making mistakes. You can definitely make mistakes here very easily. But first to 8th position, which is Massa, 27 seconds. So Massa, will he be in the lead after the pit stop again? That is the question, of course.
Yeah, he should still be in the lead, because it's going to be a long pit stop from Dexter and from all the others. So there is a 28-second gap to Dexter, I think, and Dexter should go in the pit. Yes, it is. And yeah, it's not a massive gap that Massa cannot. Oh my god! How?
Tire failure from Patrose.
Looks so strange. It looks so strange. He was on the same schedule to Dexter and Woside, so it is really strange to have Patrose out of the race.
Yeah, that is indeed very strange. So Scrappy is going again, but Massa is leading. So that is, of course, very unfortunate. I also didn't see how much he had still, but... Oh man, that is not a good race for Patrose here. I mean, after missing out on the qualifying as well, he now also had the tire failure. I think he just didn't have... Maybe he has drifted one corner too much. But yeah, of course, that this map is very heavily or very long. He went for one more lap, and if the tires are at 0... you are dead, and Patrose is dead. So Massa, 7.8 seconds out of Wosau. Yeah. Then Dexter on that 3rd place. Not sure if he has made a mistake. Spam on 4th, Scrappy on 5th, and then Darkbringer on P number 6. Well, but I also didn't see someone with tires, but we have to check, maybe in the VOD. Maybe someone can go back and tell us.
Patrose has joined back the server, and looks like he has DC, like same issue as qualifying.
Okay, that is an upset actually.
It is an upset.
Toby, Shorty, oh my god. But yeah, Massa leading the race. Let's focus on that then. Wosau, Dexter, Spam, Scrappy. Who else could we follow? Josh on P number 9, but also Lars doing a great job on that 10th position. Only 36 seconds behind on a track like that. That is looking very good for Lars, because mistakes will happen. But we're not even halfway through. But yeah, very unique map, and the race also feels very unique.
I'm afraid for Lars. I think he has missed one checkpoint. I think he has missed a checkpoint. I'm not sure. I don't see his time on when he crossed the checkpoints. I think he missed a checkpoint.
Yeah, just take a look here. No, actually not. He hasn't.
Oh no. Oh, I was so afraid when he crossed the finish line, and then the first checkpoint, no time being displayed. Oh my god.
It's sometimes if you go to a player and then just swap towards him, it just takes some time to load. So that's why it was displayed not correct for you. But yeah, look at that Moppel here overtaking Lars. Yeah, well. Oh man, what is happening again?
That's a curse. That's a curse. Yeah. That's the caster's curse.
That's the caster's curse indeed. And Lars is on P11. Then Danik B, Josh Berserker doing a great job. So let's go ahead and focus onto him. And who else is in the race? We have Chris and Amaterasu betting out for P15. Then Dorian Raid overtaking Fakey. And also Chris falling tremendously behind. Then Marcelella on P number 23, just dropping down. Trilux on 24th. Simply Nick, Nico, Muda, Saturn, Golden Nugget, Koda Heave, Sook, then Jezzy or Jazak, that's the name, it's sometimes hard to pronounce that. Empathy, Sineon and Totti on 37th position. Patrosa and Shorty are out. And let's go ahead and focus on the top battle, right?
Yeah, it is still Massa flying away. He had a tiny mistake, but I think Dexter had an even bigger one. Because now Dexter is 12 seconds behind. But yeah, they are still flying. I'm just going... Massa should go for his scheduled pit stop this lap. If he continues like this. And just for the sake of it, I'm just going to like see how much time you spend into going from the pit limiter to the slots of where you actually change your tire, because it's going to be really interesting. There is a 12-second gap between Massa and Wosile, and if in that 12-second gap Wosile overtakes Massa on the track, I'm really afraid that the strategy of Massa might not work in the long run.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, he's gaining time over the others.
Yeah.
And also Spam and Darkbringer are very low on fuel. Not sure if Spam is going for another lap. But let's first see if Massa will actually go ahead into the pit lane. Yes, he is. And there we go. So time counts now. Let's see. Dexter, of course, overtaken Massa with that, but of course he has to pit at lap number 21 again. Yeah, 21.
Yeah. It's approximately 10 seconds, 10 to 12 seconds from the pit limiter to the pit box.
That is very much.
It's so long.
Yeah.
It's really long.
Massa going for a lot of fuel again, but of course you need the fuel, you know? It's not like that you will not consume it. And also Spam here going for, how much liters is he going for? Oh, he's only going for 87. But of course with that he's only standing a little bit shorter in the box. But falls down to P number, make that P12. But also in a very speedy section you make that. So you lose even more than that. I think a pit stop is costing you like, let's say, 30 seconds?
I would say even more. I would say really even more. Because just look at the time of where's Massa is sitting compared to Dexter. Dexter was 12 seconds behind.
And now he's 20 seconds ahead, yeah.
And now he's 20 seconds ahead. So I would say to have a massive margin, you need to be ahead of someone by 38 and still be safe. And we know that Massa had a long pit stop. So I think 38 to be safe from someone from a long pit stop is enough. But yeah, it's still really long time spent in the pit lane.
Yeah, so I would say 32 seconds, kind of, just by seeing that now. So Massa, of course, has to push it now and has to make up for those 32 seconds. But of course, one pit stop will be shorter. So let's say 30 seconds then, okay? Be my guest. 30 seconds then, but still 30 seconds making off of that. It is a lot of time. And of course, Massa has to push it, and mistakes are more likely to happen if you just push it more. But Massa now on a minus sector here. Look at that. So Massa can maybe improve his time. He has a 1:18.09 actually. So a good time from Massa as well. Let's take a look how he will do it in this round. Great alignment thus far. Also here accumulating a lot of speed. Going very wide here again for the extra additional speed. Then here as well, only a small release, and then now a very wide line to just get that speed, gather the speed over that part. And Massa is 0.15 away from his PB. Overtakes Sineon here in this part because Massa is just pushing it left, right, so close to the wall. And Massa goes over the grass, but this is still fine. Gets a lot of speed, 0.17 away from his PB. Let's see if this will actually be his PB due to a good ending or not. But it doesn't seem to be like that. Now he touches the grass there, so he lost a lot of speed. But still a 0.3x should that be, or a 0.2x, something like that. And it is already Wosile who's in the pit. Goes for lap 20 pit, okay.
Yeah, he's spitting every, like, one lap earlier compared to Dexter, Scrappy, and everyone. But the one thing that you need to take into consideration is that a player, a leading player, is going to lose the lead when he's pitting. Massa, when he's pitting, is going to lose the lead. Dexter, when he's pitting, is going to lose the lead. And then, so it's just a story. Who is going to lose the lead last? To lose the lead first, and then regain it when the others are going to pit. So Massa is technically, looking at the schedule, the pit stop scheduling, Massa looks to lose the lead last compared to the others,
because he's pitting last.
Wasail might be losing the lead first at some point. So it's now, I would say, a war between Dexter and Wasail on the strategy.
Yeah, but maybe Massa can make it up with pace, which is something that we usually don't see. Yeah, but look at Fegley, 1 liter, almost pulling the shorty here, takes it very conservatively and also slows down. But of course, you still need fuel going up there the rear. Yeah, so he still makes it, and he is still alive. So Fegley in the pits.
He's going to coast anyway. That's fine.
Scrappy in the pits. Dexter still, or is on the track again. Massa in the lead, as well as Spam, because they're going for the same strategy. 15 seconds for Massa. Guys, it could really work out for Massa here. Of course, right now it looks like 32 seconds, or let's say 30 seconds. He needs to make up of 30 seconds because he is just pitting a little bit less, but he has to push it. And 18 seconds. You know, Dexter is also not the slowest player, but one mistake here from either of those players and we could have a really, really thrilling last 4 laps when Massa is going out of that pit lane. And also here getting a penalty. But interesting to see that, and also very cool to see other strategies, because then the race is really getting interesting. And yeah, Massa is just doing a great job of doing another good lap. Look at that, only 29 thousandths away. Maybe this is even the fastest lap. Let's take a look. Maybe he has more speed at the ending. I don't know, but it's not enough. It's a 0.10, but still a good time here from Massa. Spam on second right now, then Dexter on third. But of course, they're running different strategies. Wolsal 2 seconds behind Scrappy, 6 seconds of a gap. But it could definitely be a podium for Massa here.
Oh yeah. I think it's win on the base case scenario and podium on the worst one.
I think so as well, if Massa does not pull a Massa.
I'm looking at the average kind of lap that those drivers have, and Massa on average is 1/10 of a second quicker than Dexter per lap. So it's quite huge.
Where can I check that actually?
On the top left, you have best, last, and average. Plus, you have a delta.
Okay, I thought that there's like a different graph for that as well, like the sector analysis, and that there's like the average as well. But I mean, there you can see it. Massa right now on a good sector here, as well as, yeah, all the players are kind of doing it very nicely. But that is very overwhelming to just show that on stream. So I'm just gonna leave that one aside. But yeah, also Dexter with a great job. What is Massa's time? Okay, he lost a bit of speed there. A 119.01 was it, so not a good time, of course, for a normal player. It would be good, but now he's 0.2 ahead. Is Massa pushing it for the 118 Atypick?
That would be great. That would be great. That below the 118, the 117s, I would say, even. It's definitely possible. It's 3/10 above best than these best times. So yeah, he does improve on pretty much every sector.
Yeah, he is doing really good thus far. As Razorlight makes a mistake, he's 0.22 ahead. Also gets a lot of speed over this part. Release a bit because he had to. And now this part, really important to get that one good as well. But he had so much speed that he had to release there as well. Good turn as well.
Beautiful
and he
line.
is not ahead, but he can still push it. He lost a bit of speed at the ending. So let's see what Massa is doing. Is he going for that sub 118, or will Massa just leave it aside? No, it will not be enough. And he's actually also going for the pit stop.
Right
okay.
on schedule.
I just forgot about that. So Massa into the pit stop. And let's see how much he loses again. Not gets a penalty here, of course. Also 120 speed, that is good. Slowing down, there we go. And Massa is standing still. And of course the others will overtake him. Dexter here is overtaking Massa. Just doing that. And then we also have Spam in the pit lane. But of course 17 seconds behind Massa, who's driving a superbly good race.
Yeah, Massa really needs to do the difference on the track, because as of right now, looks like his strategy is not working. He just does an incredible job on the track, always gaining like 5 to 10 seconds every stint, but it's just not enough of a gap to still be in front of Dexter, and Dexter has one more stop to do. And Massa has also one more stop to do, but he just completed one as of right now. So yeah, I'm really worried for Massa, but he definitely can do the difference on the track.
Yeah, we don't know how the car will behave for the others when they are low on tires and stuff. Maybe they will take it all a bit more conservatively. We don't know, but mistakes will of course happen as well, as Dexter is also 1 second behind his lap. Maybe he just took it rather safe or whatever, but you are right, you know. It is just that Massa has to catch up here on the track. Right now he's 12 seconds behind Dexter, so he's catching up, but ever so slightly, so it's not really working out too well for the BIG player, as he is still ahead of Scrappy. So it would still be a podium position for him. But the question is, what will Dexter and Wosal do? Can they keep up with the lead and do the pit stop at 28 accordingly?
So for Wosal, it should be the last pit on 27. So he has one more lap to go around the track before pitting. Dexter should pit in 2 laps as well. So and it would be their last pit stop. And
exactly.
And then from this status on where they are sitting on the track, we will know whether or not they are going to win. And but Wosal has one massive card to play, because he's pitting 1 lap earlier compared to Dexter.
And that also means... Oh, okay.
Oh my god, I was so afraid for Wosal. He just clipped a bit the grass with the rear right wheel, and was so close to clip the hairpin pole.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about. Wosal was on or is below the 30% mark of tires, and this is really where it gets cruel. And maybe this strategy could work out for Massa, because all of a sudden Massa is only 12 seconds behind Dexter. It could really work out for Massa. It could work out, because they have to drive conservatively now. Of course, Dexter, doing a great job, has to stint at lap number 28. He could also do it now, but I think 28 would make more sense for him, because then he has this stance of what that Wosal has right now in this last lap, and you want to like still have some tires. But Wosal is losing a little bit of time here over those last couple of turns, taking them very conservatively. And there you can see it, Massa just coming closer with every sector, yeah? Even though he has made a mistake by the looks of it. Maybe a small one, did he? I don't see his checkpoints at the moment. But yeah, Wosal is 8.5 seconds ahead of Massa, but will pit now. And Dexter with that is leading with 3.7 seconds. Then Scrappy, Spam, Fegli, Danik B. So not really a change of position here. But there is a good fight between Fegli and Spam that we see, but also they are 1 second away from each other.
So just to show how impactful is racing with low tires, Wosal was 1 second point 7 behind his best time, and his last lap was relatively clean in terms of driving, in terms of trajectory. He was mistake-free, so Wosal had a good lap around the track, but he was still 1.7 second behind his best lap.
Yeah, that is 2 seconds you lose with a poorly executed lap. And now Dexter is also driving it rather conservatively here. Massa is 10 seconds behind. So Massa catching up. Make it 9 seconds. Okay. It's coming. It's getting closer here.
He's flying.
But still, Massa is catching up in every sector here.
Oh, he's so risking. He's risking every line. Every line he's risking. And it's gonna be down to the wire.
7 seconds.
On the track, yeah.
It's incredible. Massa, this could work out, my man. So Massa, of course...
3 seconds. He made out 3 seconds on the last lap.
Yeah, because...
Even more.
So Dexter in the pit stop for the last time, and we have Massa who still has to go for one. This will be a thriller. I think that Massa might have it. A 117.94 by Mr. 305. Massa is pushing it here. Will we see something like that? Massa with a different strategy could take the victory here. What is happening? I did not believe that. The Massa doubters are in shambles right now. They are struggling, but we see a lot of mistakes here and a lot of speeding penalties. But this is the race that we are focusing on right now. Massa will go for a pit stop in lap number 30, and Dexter is 24 seconds behind. Yeah, but Dexter will drive conservatively in those last laps. Also Spam overtaking Dexter, but bear in mind they still have to do one more pit stop. Oh, I'm so excited to see that. I'm so excited,
yeah.
Atypick.
And we know that Massa last pit stop is going to be a quick one.
Yeah.
He's going to spend 12 seconds just joining the pit box, but we know that he's not going to sit for very long time on the pit box. So yeah, 24 seconds might not be enough for Dexter, knowing that he just made a mistake.
He's pitting now. He's pitting now. He's pitting now.
Oh,
Massa is pitting now.
Massa. Yeah, he's 1 lap early on in terms of schedule, but Dexter made a mistake. He's not going to overtake on the track. I don't think it's going to be the case. So Massa might be leaving the pit box, still being first. These might... Oh, there's still Spam. The Spam needs to pit. So Dexter will inherit first place. Massa is joining back on the track. Cross the finish line. Dexter is on the pit straight, so it's gonna be tricky for those two. But Massa is still leading the race with 3 seconds to spare.
It's incredible. Massa is even ahead after that short stint that you were naming. 63 liters in the tank. In lap 30 we are at. We have 5 more laps to go. So this should be well enough for Massa. So very, very good strategy from Massa here. What a gamer moment that is. But of course, a mistake can still happen. And now it's actually even. As you see, 82%, 62 liters. Like, of course, the tires from Dexter will be worn off a bit quicker. But still, a mistake from Massa can change everything here.
I'm surprised for Wosal didn't... I think he did a pit stop, but really early on. I don't see how he's going to finish the race with... yeah, it should be enough. It should be enough with 60 liters, but he's going to struggle. Should be P3 for Wosal.
Maybe, but maybe he is also coasting at the ending. We don't know, but Massa is ahead. Massa in first place, Dexter second, Wosal behind, then 10-second gap, Scrappy. Then we have Spam, Fegley on P6, Danik B, Darkbringer, Lars, Dorian Raid, then Fakey on P11, Moppel, Amaterasu also with a good race here on P number 13, Wall, Simply Nick, Joey, and then we have Klojo, Josh, Muda, and Berlul in that top 20. So those are the top 20 positions. And not sure what happened to Heave there, but Heave, I don't know. I have no idea, but let's focus on the top race here as Dexter is coming a bit closer. 2.8 seconds between Massa and Dexter. So maybe this could be a thriller at the end, because Massa knows that he has, not to push it, but he has to hold, and he has a player like Dexter in his back.
And we know that Massa has been prone to errors in the past few races, and even in these races hasn't been the cleanest driver there. Even if Dexter is not perfect, but Massa could crack under pressure. and he's losing a lot of ground. 1 second on this lap, Massa has lost. It's quite a good amount of time between those two drivers. And Dexter is, oh my god, it's flying. It's less than 2 seconds behind Massa. So Dexter made out 2 seconds onto Massa this lap.
Yeah, but now, of course, Dexter will come into the danger zone.
No.
And makes a small mistake. He was able to adjust it, but of course, he lost half a second with that. So this could be the decider. And of course, also Wolsal is catching up.
What is Mopel doing?
I don't know.
It was strangely coasting.
Okay, Mopel was coasting. Let's go.
What are you doing, Mopel? That was so strange. He was running really low. But no, he's still fine in terms of liters, but for some reason he was driving so slow on the track.
Maybe he was just saving it, I don't know. But yeah, Massa still leading here. 2 seconds ahead of Dexter. But Dexter is of course coming a bit closer. But both are taking it rather safe. So maybe Massa is winning with that strategy. And also Spam heavily capitalizing from that with a good 5th place here for him. Right now, nowhere is close towards him. Oh, but did Massa make a small mistake? I think so. So Dexter is only 1.5 seconds away here from Massa. Into that second to last lap we go. 48% of tires for Dexter, so he could make it with sheer pace to catch up to 1.2 seconds. Oh my god, Atypick. Look at that.
It's a nail biter. It's really a nail biter, that finish between those two drivers.
It's so close. It will be so close between Dexter and Massa for that 1st place. So will Dexter push it here? He can see Massa. It is 1.4 seconds. It is very, very close. Wolsal is 4 seconds behind. So he can play a role if someone makes a mistake. But of course now it's Massa's race to lose. He knows that. He has done the different strategy. But he is still pushing it, going that turn full speed. Also Dexter is doing that. And we will approach the last lap. And both players are 1.3 seconds. Make it 1.4 seconds apart. And Dexter is still at 38% tire usage. Or in general, his tires are at that. He has a bit more speed. So he will come a bit closer towards Massa here. And he can see him in the distance, Atypick.
Yeah, it's gonna be less than a second when crossing the finish line between those two. It is down to the second between those two. It's so close between with Massa. Massa a bit less speed compared to Dexter into this turn, but still has a good margin to fight Dexter.
It's 0.8 of a second. Dexter is pushing it. He doesn't care about his tires. Now 29%. He should also not risk it too much, else Wolsal is overtaking him. But both are pushing it here to the absolute maximum. And you can see it. Dexter is coming a bit close. Actually not here. 1 second. But let's go with Massa here. It's his round to lose. Yeah, Dexter cannot catch up 1 second. Only when Massa is making a mistake. Who's going so close there to the wall? Massa is making that, and Massa could win the race here. Race number 3. He could do it. Only a couple of more turns to go. 1 more hairpin, and Massa has it. Only this turn. But Dexter also has made a mistake. And so it is Wolsal who is coming closer, but Massa has it. Massa is winning race number 3 here on Agosto Estadio. Yeah, GG's to Massa.
A race from Massa. Beautiful race from Dexter as well. Good strategy, but I think just looking at the track, looks like Massa's strategy of just not worrying too much about the behavior of the car with low tires, always being able to hunt always his opponents and be really aggressive on the track made the difference. Where we've seen Dexter and Wolsal losing 1 or 2 seconds every lap when they were running low in terms of tires. So I think it's made the difference today. Like running low on tires on this track was so inefficient compared to just pitting one more time.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. So Massa with the victory here in front of Dexter. But also great race from Dexter, Wosal, Scrappy and Spam. And then Fagley on 6th place. Darkbringer also doing it really nicely. Danik B on P8, Lars on 9th, and Dorian Raid actually gets 10th place. But yeah, I mean, we kind of can say sorry that we didn't focus on the other battles, but that was so interesting to see Massa's race here, and I think it was a good one, and also a great example to see that also other strategies are working out, as Heave. Look at him.
He has been stuck like this, like for a couple of laps, 5 laps. He has been stuck like this.
Oh no.
That's unfortunate. It is unfortunate.
That is really unfortunate. That is really, really unfortunate for Heave. But even though he's accelerating, he's not burning fuel, so maybe he has tricked the system. Oh man. But yeah, great job here from Massa, winning the race and showing that sheer pace with good tires can win races.
Indeed. It's going to score a big amount of points plus the fastest lap. He had a good qualifier as well. So yeah, the order is going to be checked up a bit. Patros not qualifying, not scoring any points. Will lose first place to Wosile. Dexter will be second in the driver championship. It is really unfortunate to lose Patros on this kind of race. So driver championship is going to be mixed up a bit, but team championship as well is going to be mixed up because in the suffering, Shorty was not driving. Dexter was the only one driving for the suffering because Hedy, I didn't see Hedy today. Yeah. So yeah, Hedy was not running. Joey and Mopel didn't really score that much points, but it is Team Bullish with Massa and Spam scoring big amounts of points with the victory and a top 5 finish for Spam.
A top 5 finish for Spam and a good race for Team Bullish, yeah? Yes. 1st and 5th for them. And then also Fakey and Amaterasu, 11th and 12th. Also great job for them, like getting some points for the total standings. But yeah, man, what a race. I mean, very unique track, and I think this one really shows that on a unique track, we have unique strategies that just work out. Let's just say it like that.
Yes. I think it was the track where you could spend a bit more time in the pit lane, just in order to have fresh tires to grab every turn that you need to be greedy on. So yeah, good call from Massa. Was nearly the only one with Spam to do it, but yeah, it was the brilliant call of today to be to have more pit stop but be more aggressive on the track.
Mm-hmm. So Kalium saying at 17, so 23 minutes ago, I feel like Massa's strat won't work out. Yeah, that aged well, man. But
I was afraid at some points as well. I was afraid at some points. It was just like when you don't know how fast the driver are running around the track with low tires. We've seen with Dexter, we've seen with Wosile, they are running a 2 second slower compared to their best time on the track. So with low tires, so you know that Massa by having optimum kind of tires pretty much all the time, we know that he's going to be fast anyway, and every time. So it made the big difference there.
Yeah, it made the big difference there, and also like that this map was so, open for mistakes. You tend to make a lot of mistakes here, and also like having those low tires then just forces you of taking safer lines. This track is very speedy, and just Massa, for example, this left-right chicane before the first hairpin, Massa just was risking that didn't make a mistake. I think he made a mistake once or twice there, but of course he was coming up with that because the others had to save it like in 2 laps because their tires were below 30%. So great strat from Massa there. I really dig that one and glad to see that he has made something like that happen. Very unique race, and also Spam with a top 5 finish. So cool to see, but also of course very unfortunate for Patrose that he has lost his connection there.
Yeah, it's so sad to be ripped off a good race from Patrose, because we know that maybe the type of race, from the type of track, didn't really suit out Patrose that much, but we know that Patrose anyway is going to be a fast driver on the track. So it would have been really interesting to see his kind of approach to the given track.
Exactly. So thank you, Atypick, for that commentary today. Even though you maybe haven't slept that well, but I think it worked out very good.
That's
so
okay.
I'm stoked, man, to see the next race. Also to see how Massa and Spam will perform again, because they are really open for new strategies, and they've shown that us today with a very nice race. Very cool, you know. It's Massa winning the first race, so we have Wolsai winning a race, Patrose winning a race, and then also Massa.
3 races, 3 winners. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
I think if in the 4th race Dexter wins it, we couldn't dream of a better start for the season.
Yeah, I mean the better start would be that Patrose would finish in a top 10 position today, or like maybe top 5. You know that he would also make up some points, but it will be very interesting. We still have 7 races ahead of us, and also who did really well here, Amaterasu with the resub. Thank you very much and hello. So great race and very exciting one. So we can learn a lot, and I'm very hyped for the next one. And without further ado, Atypick, I wish you a good evening, and we're gonna see ourselves next week, man.
Yeah, see you later.